Is Harmony 1 about to break out?
Let's get into it.
So today, guys, we are going to be taking a cheeky look at Harmony 1 and specifically the technical analysis for the one coin. We'll be getting into that daily chart, that 4-hourly chart, and that hourly chart and trying to review and see exactly what is going on here with Harmony 1. Is this correction nearing its end, and is it about to have a breakout to the upside? As we get into this video, guys, if you do find it useful and informative, hit that like button. We both really do appreciate it. And of course, if you're new to the channel and you want to stay up to date with those new cryptocurrencies and hidden gems, then why not consider subscribing to the channel? By becoming a subscriber, you'll be kept up to date with everything we do here. It is free, you'll stay well informed, so why not? And Chris, is there anything else that you would like to add before we jump on down to the charts and get right on into Harmony 1?
Yeah, just let us know at what price point you got into Harmony 1 and what month that was. Really interested to know, Nick.
Fantastic. Right, let's get on into it.
Let's do it.
Right, guys, this is Harmony 1 to the USDT daily chart, and Binance is the data source. We have a Fibonacci retracement tool on here, guys. Runs from the 11th of March through to the high that was achieved just up here on the 29th of March. It was an 18-day run that saw 496% in very juicy gains. Since then, we've actually now traded sideways, guys, for what it seems like forever, but actually is only 40 days. I know patience is something that we all struggle with sometimes, and it is unfortunately quite common in this space that the corrections last longer than the upward swings. So, I mean, yeah, 40 days, this could be starting to come to a bit of an end. It's almost double that of the time that it took to go that 496%. Now, what we can see here is I've actually drawn on a parallel channel, guys. It seems to be that we are coming to the bottom of this potential parallel channel, and if this is to actually be true and to follow this pattern, then ultimately we could start seeing, you know, a breakout to the upside. And obviously this thing would potentially find resistance again up at 15.3. So it really would depend on whether the volume and the everything else kind of gearing up around Harmony 1 is going to be strong enough to push through that 15.3. So we're looking to see potential rise here from the current position at the point of recording this video of 12.4 past those two resistance lines. I think 13.5 should be pretty easy, but getting past 15.3 could be difficult. So we'll have to see if we run out of steam, have the correction down to 13.5 before then having another attempt to push on up. But as time progresses, if this parallel channel continues the way that it is, we are moving to the upside, which is pretty positive. Now, Chris, we can see that the volumes are really low. They've come down quite nicely now, right? So the volume here for Harmony 1 is very, very low, much lower than it was previously before we even got this swing to the upside. So really low volume like this, there is only really one way for that volume to go, and that's going to be to grow quite significantly. Now, what we want to do is to kind of have a nice gradual increase on volume that actually outweighs the volume that was previously during our spike over here for 18 days. So the macro view at the moment is a decrease in volume, and that's the trend that we'd want to break here when it comes to the volume side. So right now the micro is still decreasing, the macro is decreasing, but what we're looking for is to break that macro trend so that both our micro and our macro start saying there's an increase on volumes. Now, in terms of a relative strength index, we were obviously quite high when we had that 496% move. That actually got to 90.76 on the relative strength index. And we were looking to get another bounce from this area down here at 49.17. This is the area that we bounced off from before having that good move to the upside with 496% gains. We actually fell below here with Bitcoin's correction, pulling this thing down much lower towards that kind of 30 area. It came down to 33. And again, we were just above our blue line here, and we've been in a pretty good spot just below that midway point that we could start to see some pretty significant moves to the upside if the volume does come in. There's plenty of room to grow this relative strength index right back up again. So things are looking like being pretty, you know, wedged up and tightened and squeezed to the point where Harmony 1 could potentially be on a massive breakout to the upside really, really soon. So let's go ahead and take a look at this 4-hourly chart. And again, we are getting nice and low on this RSI again. So this is actually at 41, so huge amounts of potential to grow here. The micro view is a decreasing volume. The macro views are decreasing volume, so the volumes are nice and low. So the volumes will have to obviously come in if we want to see significant growth here when it comes to Harmony 1. There's loads of room to grow with the relative strength index as well. And also it's worth noting, Chris, just at this particular point, that the 50, 100 and 200 moving averages are above the current pricing for Harmony 1, which basically does indicate to us on this 4-hourly chart that the Harmony 1 price is currently below average in terms of both all of those 50, the 100 and the 200 moving averages. So we're undervalued, we're under average, we're low relative strength index, and we've got a low volume. Everything is telling me that this could be a very explosive move to the upside. What I'll do is I'll just go ahead and look at the hourly. Here we can see that there was a good opportunity when we got down to the lower end of our parallel channel that we actually were oversold. And once you're oversold, Chris, there's only one place to go, and that's to the upside, right?
That's right.
Absolutely. So we are still just below our midway point here at 49.17. And there is, we are kind of like just heading down towards this area here, which is 40. So we are currently 41.6 on this hourly chart. And again, the same concept applies when it comes to those candles, right? They are the current pricing of Harmony 1 is below the 50, the 100, the 200 moving averages. So again, like the 4-hourly chart, Harmony 1 current value is below average value. It is right at the end and the very bottom of the parallel channel, and the volumes again, guys, are also incredibly low. On that micro scale, it's decreasing over time. On the macro scale, it's decreasing over time. So now what we're looking for is that catalyst. The catalyst will have to be that actually everyone is starting to see that our volumes are nice and low, our relative strength index is nice and low, we are undervalued here. And ultimately, that will then start triggering, I think, a few purchases, which will then obviously start a cascading effect where the volumes start to increase over time. And once that happens, once we get that kind of volume coming in, we should see significant growth in terms of the relative strength index. And obviously, the greater the volume, the better use of our relative strength index space we'll have. And obviously, we'll be able to go into the overbought area quite comfortably here whilst pushing ahead, trying to get ahead of 15.3. I'll just throw this back up into our daily view, and so we can see that parallel channel really is something that we are right at the bottom of, right at the cusp of significant change. And what we're looking for here, guys, is the volume to now come in. Volume is going to be the thing that actually drives this. Without volume, we'll get an increase in value, but it will be short-lived, and you'll get a harsher decrease in your relative strength index, which potentially, if the volume comes in for the selling side and not the purchasing side, ultimately you'll drop much lower in value. So what you want to do is you want to see that volume come in nicely with purchasing whilst we move the relative strength index up. If the volume doesn't, we'll move the relative strength index up. We'll probably find resistance again at 13.5 and then have a harder fallback and a harder correction. I don't think that's going to happen, but we do need to see the volume really increasing if we want the better outcome. Now, in terms of where we stand, Chris, the first price prediction or the first price target for Harmony 1 comes in at 33.8 cents. That is 172% from the current position. I think that's going to take some time. It's not going to be a quick 18-day run, I don't think. I think it'll probably take maybe 30 or so days. But time is usually the hardest thing to kind of gauge and get there. But one of the things that we spoke about in one of our other previous videos, Chris, when it comes to Harmony 1, is that we were thinking 33 cents is a pretty good price target to be aiming for during the month of May. Has your thoughts or opinions changed on that, Chris?
No, nothing's changed, Nick. I kind of expect that still. I think, that there's lots going on. I feel that this project, the price discovery hasn't sort of caught up with the amount of output that I'm seeing, although it's not sort of being projected by the Harmony team as well as I'd like it to be in the marketing, I mean.
Yeah, absolutely. But hopefully we can do that for them. You never know.
Yeah.
But nonetheless, the second price target here comes in at 52.5 cents. Okay, so even after that first price target, I think there's some longer term goals here around 52, 71 cents, and 82. I still do believe, though, Chris, once we get that catalyst for change, once we get that kind of motion moving with Harmony 1, we should be able to see some pretty significant numbers and some FOMO coming into this space. And there's going to be plenty of things that could potentially be catalysts for that change. But ultimately, I still feel that $1, maybe $1.50, $2, and maybe even something crazier than that could happen here with Harmony 1. I mean, as per our other previous video, it's really difficult to see a world where this superior technology is not kind of dominant in the space, right?
Yeah, for sure.
So guys, that is our Harmony One price update. And I think this is on the cusp of some significant price rally to the upside, so do watch that space quite carefully. If you found this video useful and informative, do hit that like button. We both really do appreciate that. And of course, if you happen to be new to the channel and you want to stay up to date with all this, technical analysis, new cryptocurrencies, and hidden gems, then do consider subscribing to the channel. By becoming a subscriber, you'll be kept up to date with everything we do here. It is free, you'll stay well informed, so why not? And with that said, done and out of the way, we hope you have a fantastic day, guys, and we'll catch you all in the next one.
Yeah, take care.